Welcome back to the Hennisphere, everyone. It is week 42 here at beautiful Six Flags Fiesta, Texas. And we saw a teaser about this online. Jeffrey Siebert was sharing pictures of this alligator. It is fully finished. It's so colorful. It's got a crawfish on the little ladle there. Wow. And look, a possum. That looks great. Well, it is indeed my 42nd week in a row here at Six Flags Fiesta, Texas. And I want to say happy opening day to Six Flags Over Texas for all my people up there in the Dalworthington area. I thought about going and I couldn't decide if I was going to go or not, so I decided to stay here in San Antonio for the weekend, but I will be back up there for Tormenta Rampaging Run, and I have some news to talk about regarding me personally in Six Flags Over Texas. Now, it's a little empty right here, although it is more shaded, I think, than it used to be. This area right here usually has some people in it, and I don't know, I kind of like the change. I don't know if there's going to be people in here moving forward, but if you know what this is, I mean, you know. There's two other areas in the park I'm going to check out to see if there's any people there. We have some new signage up talking about the regional parks on the Gold Pass now. There they all are. It's a ton of water parks and 3 theme parks. Now, first things first, we had another clue this week from Six Flags Fiesta, Texas, and it talked about a different creature. It talked about Bigfoot being sighted across from this restaurant, Old Blues, up on the Crackaxle Canyon quarry. So let's talk about this Bigfoot clue and what does it mean, because I have 3 things to talk about in relation to Bigfoot. But here's your look at this area. There's nothing going on just yet down here. Well, what do we have here? Some people may say it doesn't mean anything, but I promise you this was not here very long ago, and it has a number 7 attached to it. There's an X marks the spot, a big 7, and a little 07. Could it be a water line? Well, my eagle eye does spot another marker. I'm going to talk about that in a second. So here's our view that I'm going to be showing y'all every single week, but for this week, I want to mention 3 things about this Bigfoot clue. So this clue mentions Bigfoot, but it also mentions a city in Texas related to Bigfoot. And when I first hear Bigfoot, the first thing I think of is something huge, like physical in stature, like a Bigfoot or a Yeti or a Krampus, something like that. I think of a footprint, like Bigfoot is huge. If you saw a footprint, you'd be like, oh my gosh, that's way bigger than a human. And it's also like a mythical creature. So I think the full moon ties into the werewolf theme, and Bigfoot is like along the same lines, but it ties into something that Jeffrey Siebert posted last year because he went to Epic Universe and he posted a picture of Curse of the Werewolf, and he was mentioning Epic New Adventures. And that could be a play on words of Epic Universe, but also he's been using that exact wordage with whatever this is. So maybe it's something related to what Epic Universe has. And the second thing is, when it talks about Jefferson, Texas, that is the epicenter of Bigfoot activity in the state of Texas, but it's really far away. It's like 3.5 hours away by car. So I'm wondering if it's talking about Bigfoot in terms of this ride having a big footprint. Get it? Big footprint, Bigfoot print, like a footprint I just said, something huge like that. Compared to a human, it's huge. So I wonder if this is going to be the longest or tallest roller coaster that Six Flags has ever had here in this park. But the third thing is I want to talk about Six Flags Great Adventure, because they just got a track piece yesterday, I believe, that is very tight in radius. And people are saying, hey, like, is that the Spire or Tower coaster that they've been rumored to have before? We don't really know, but we keep seeing the moon here. And I think that there could be a play on words happening here. If you think about that clue about something sliding in or slide on by soon, well, transfer track slides, but usually that is used with a coaster that doesn't have a full circuit. But what do we call that? We call that a shuttle coaster. And I just want to say, this is the clue I was thinking about last week. What do we use to go to the moon? We keep seeing the moon here. It could relate to a werewolf, but we use a space shuttle to get to the moon. So could we be seeing some kind of shuttle coaster with a huge footprint, maybe? I don't know. Those are the 3 things I wanted to talk about, though. I will leave you all with that today. Now look very closely straight ahead, guys, and you will see a little orange spray painted area with a physical marker sticking up. That is also orange. Man, what does that represent? I really don't know. Could they be digging up the railroad track? Again, I have started to theorize that there could be some sort of tunnel like right here, because on the other side of this area where that fence is kind of dilapidated, they've dug down like to the ground right here. Like that's a, I don't know, 7 or 8 foot height difference right there from where the ground level is down to this area where the railroad track is. It's very, very strange. I'm gonna see if I can find more markers. Now here is that second area where there's, you know, usually people, but I haven't seen them for a number of weeks. It's just empty. And Bubba's still alive and kicking, but there's something different going on here. Wait a minute, Gully Washer was not listed as closed at the front of the park. It's open. Hey, welcome back, Gully Washer. Pretty blue Powerade looking water, I love it. Man, Gully Washer looks so refreshing. I'm probably gonna go on this next time. I don't have a ton of time this week. I have not noticed any more construction markers, but I love the signage that's up for Tormenta. So this is a perfect segue for me to talk about Over Texas, because they are celebrating their 65th anniversary this year. And one thing that the park is now offering is the chance to have a custom engraved brick with whatever you want engraved on it, as long as it's appropriate, laid in front of the carousel at some point this year. And the total price of that is $125. If you want to have a little mini brick also created for you so that you can keep at your desk or wherever you live, you can pay an additional $25 plus $10 for shipping for that. So I bought a brick, and I want to thank Savage Mister, aka Sam, for telling us about that on YouTube, because that's how I found out about it, and I immediately purchased it. So you're gonna see a Hennisphere brick at Six Flags Over Texas at some point this year, and it's going to have my username on the brick, Hennisphere, with my subscriber count at the time that I bought the brick, which I think was 104,800, probably, I think. And man, again, you can't beat this view, but happy birthday to Savage Mister. I know it happened 1 or 2 days ago, so I hope you're at Six Flags Over Texas enjoying opening day with all of the other content creators. I was just walking by Bugs Whitewater Rapids, and I noticed this was boarded up. I believe it used to be open. You could see the dragon sleeping in there. You already know where I'm going, but I'll see you after I'm done eating. Well, a bit of unfortunate news. We had a turn of events there in Sangerfest Hall. I went to pay for my chicken tendies, and my dining pass has been removed from my Prestige Pass for no reason. I don't know why. I had to pay out of pocket for the food. The only thing I can think of is that yesterday I did update my payment method in the mypass.sixflags website. Maybe that had to do with it, but my drink plan still showed up and my pass still works, but my dining plan is completely gone. So I'm gonna have to monitor that and reach out to someone and try to get that sorted out, because that makes no sense to me. But again, nothing we can't overcome. I just had to pay $17. Oh well. Now I did go back to that website again to update my payment information, and from last week to this week it has changed. So that link that I said gave me an error and didn't work, they have removed that from the website. But they also changed the way that you log into the website. You no longer have a username and password. You simply have to input your pass number that's printed on your paper pass, and then also your last name. That is what you log in with now. Now the final thing we need to talk about today is the opening of Barracuda Strike at SeaWorld San Antonio, because it's here, guys. Opening week is here, and I've been covering this since September. So I have good news and I have great news. So the good news is that I have been formally invited to the Media Day event at SeaWorld San Antonio. My first ever SeaWorld / United Parks Media Day event is gonna be on Wednesday, of this week. So a couple days after you see this video. And the great news is I'm probably gonna be at SeaWorld for 4 days of grand opening ceremonies. The first one is Media Day. The second one is the Passport to Thrills event, which by the way, was extended through this weekend as I'm filming today. That is on Thursday, March 5th, I think. I don't have confirmation of that yet, but also the pass holder preview event on Friday, March 6th, I'll probably be there, and then the grand opening to the general public on Saturday, March 7th. March 4th, 5th, 6th, and 7th. I am planning on going to SeaWorld San Antonio, so yes, you guys will all have a chance to meet me if you're there earlier in the day. Well, I did not get to the third area that's like this in the park, but I assume it's empty as well. So anyway, guys, you are gonna see a lot of Barracuda Strike content coming up this week as SeaWorld is set to open their newest roller coaster. And I think I'm gonna be meeting a lot of people there. So if you learn nothing in this video, just remember these 3 things. No good deed goes unpunished. Subscribe to me on YouTube because we're growing like crazy. And when you're feeling stuck in life, push down, pull up. That was another day in the Hennisphere.